Look at that.
Shot clock at 7, lining with the runner. Off the glass, the hoop of the horn.
My goodness.
LNKTV Sports and the Nebraska Wesleyan University Sports Network presents Prairie Wolves basketball. Today it's a conference matchup featuring the Storm of Simpson College and your Nebraska Wesleyan University Prairie Wolves. This game is made possible by Lincoln Electric System. It's your electricity, own it. And Nebraska Wesleyan University. Now let's take you out to Snyder Arena with Jeff Moats and John Harris.
And welcome back to Snyder Arena here on the Nebraska Wesleyan Sports Network and LNK-TV. I'm Jeff Moats, joined alongside here John Harris as we get you ready for men's basketball tonight here as Simpson College and Nebraska Wesleyan will do battle here in just a few moments. Nebraska Wesleyan, this is their first home game since December 4th. That's the last time that we saw them here in Lincoln, and that was when they were hosting a team back in early part of the season, Buena Vista. That kind of gave them a challenge in that matchup. But first home game, we got all sorts of folks here. A lot of good crowd here coming in tonight. Again, they have not seen this team play in a month, and we've seen Wesleyan kind of drop in the rankings. They're down to number 10 in the Division3Hoops.com top 25 poll. That's coming off the loss on December 21st to Wisconsin River Falls. Yeah. They had the exhibition game out at Wyoming back on the 28th, which they only lost by 14. And then they picked up a win against Loras College last weekend, 99-85 for the Prairie Wolves.
Well, you know, Wyoming, I'm sure that was a wake-up call for them playing a team like Nebraska Wesleyan. But for all that has happened for Nebraska Wesleyan since we saw them last, they're still undefeated in conference, and that's what's key. And this is a conference game tonight against Simpson College, a team that comes in here 7-5, 1-2 in conference. And so Wesleyan wants to get back into the groove, if you will, in this new year here at Snyder Arena.
Of course, Nate Shimonitz, one of the top players for Nebraska Wesleyan, coming into this matchup. Connor Raridan is the other one for Simpson. He averages about 19 points a game for this Storm team. Again, they're averaging as a team almost 92 points a contest.
Yeah, well, like Wesleyan, they have guys in double figures. Wesleyan, 4 guys in their starting lineup in double figures. Simpson, 3 guys in double figures. So again, we're going to expect this team to go up and down the floor. They're going to compete. Wesleyan has to play some good defense, but of course their deal is shooting. They have guys who can flat out put it in the basket. They're going to have to do that here today.
There you see Dale Wellman, the head coach of Nebraska Wesleyan, 6th year as the head coach of this program, 2018 national champion. They were a tournament team a year ago, and they're looking to get back into that position here as we go through the season.
Well, the one thing about Wesleyan, even though they're 10th ranked, listen, nobody wants to play this team. And as you look here, we see Connor Reardon. We watched him, from last year to now, from Ankeny, Iowa. He can put it in the basket. And again, he's going to have some guys along with him to try to get this win here.
Jansen also out there at the guard spot. Lister out there too. Ryder is the other guy that'll be on the inside, and Wagner is the senior forward. Those are the players that are getting the start tonight here for Simpson College. For Nebraska Wesleyan, they will go like this. Nate Shimonitz, there you see, averaging at least 20 points a game at one point. Jack Hiller, Nate Baugh, Dylan Dirks, Clay Reimer is the senior center out of Lincoln East in the starting lineup. Shimonitz, of course, the senior out of Creighton Prep in Omaha.
Yeah, he's averaging about 26 points a game. But not only that, rebounds and assists. He plays the full game, has a full arsenal of offensive talent, and he's an active player, a big guy at guard. I mean, he's 6'4", but he plays so much bigger than that, and he'll be the one that they'll key on. But listen, on this team, you better watch everybody because these guys can flat fill it up. Coach Wellman's system is so that everybody on the floor is a threat. And so that's not the case all the time for every team. But every guy on this floor is a threat from outside. Reimers plays the enforcer inside, rebounding, block shots, and so forth. But he'll step out as well beyond the three-point stripe.
121-36 in 6 seasons at Nebraska Wesleyan. Two-time National Coach of the Year, 3 straight conference titles, and, of course, the national champions in 2018. What a ride that was for a team that went 30-3 that year.
Unbelievable.
Here is the tip. It's going to be tipped out of bounds by both Reimers and Ryder, but they're going to say it went off of Reimers, and it will be Simpson basketball. Simpson in the black jerseys, red numerals, red and yellow gold trim. Wesley in the home whites with the brown or black numerals and the gold trim. So we're underway here. Ball in the hands now of Colin Lister. Back out front, they go to Kyle Wagner. Back to Lister. Skip out, they go. Jansen, right side, three on the way is off. No good for Connor Reardon, again, who averages 19 points a game for Simpson College. And the ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Wesleyan basketball here. We're about 20 seconds into this first half.
There's no secret what the Wesleyan offense is. The only challenge is, can you stop it?
Shimonitz with the basketball. Kind of a late arriving crowd. A lot of folks over here on this side of Snyder Arena. Reimers picks it up in the post, gives it up now. Baugh to the baseline. Shot clock at 8. Lob inside. Reimers going to work. Kick out far corner. Here's Hiller for a three. In and out and through.
The Rattler from Hiller, averaging about 16 points a game, gets the first three for Wesleyan.
So the Prairie Wolves on the scoreboard first. Pressure broken by Simpson. Now they'll run a half-court offense. As Kyle Wagner goes to work. Skip far corner. Jansen ball trying to work back out on the right side is knocked out of bounds into the scorers table by Hiller. And it will stay with Simpson. Wesleyan with 4 of their starters in double figures. Here is Ryder on the low block against Reimers, going to work. Spin move, turnaround is going to be a shot clock violation. And Ryder could not get the ball up in time. He's 6'9" and a senior against the 6'7" Reimers. So that'll be a battle on the low block between those two.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
High post Reimers. Facing up. They go to Baugh. Mismatch there as Ryder against the much shorter Baugh. Right corner, Hiller on the skip pass. Takes the three, misses it, but Reimers with the offensive board. Falls to the floor, and he's bumped. And it's going to be a foul against Adam Ryder of Simpson.
Yeah, that's right. He was riding him out of bounds. That's the deal. And with the body.
Out right side. Here's Dylan Dirks for a three. Got it.
Everybody's a threat for this Nebraska Wesleyan basketball team and don't need much space.
2 minutes in, 6-0 lead for the Prairie Wolves on 2 3-pointers. Here's Reardon in the front court.
And just like we saw with the Simpson women's team, they knew exactly how they wanted to play. Wesleyan's is exactly the same.
Jansen to feed inside now. They'll go to Wagner, drills it back out. Now here's Reardon. Down to Ryder in the low block, turnaround shot. Partially blocked. Good defense from Reimers. Reimers 2 inches shorter, but had held up his position. Shimonitz to the basket, puts it up, misses it, but he's fouled.
Yeah, he's a big body. I mean, people don't understand how big and physical Nate Shimonitz really is. I mean, he comes downhill right at you, right into your chest.
Inbound to Hiller from Shimonitz, back to Shimonitz. Backs his way in, turnaround shot from 15, off the back iron, not totally squared up that time.
Yeah, not the best shot for him.
And Wagner with the rebound.
Crazy thing about it, he makes those shots, Jeff. So he doesn't have any problem taking them.
Here's Reardon.
And he's such a big body right there in the front part of that zone.
Shot clock at 9. Ryder in the high post against Reimers, down the key, and a foul going to go against Reimers of Wesleyan.
That's a little payback right there. Reimers bodied up with his chest.
Older brother Brian played football at Nebraska.
He had a nice couple junior and senior year receiving.
Far corner off the inbound, Jansen for a three, and he buries it.
That's a nice job by Jansen, being locked and loaded, spot up in the corner. He spied it and got it.
First 3 shots in this game have all been from 3-point range, but Wesleyan up 6-3. Nice feed, and it's Hiller underneath who lays it in.
Yeah, that's Shimonitz, the Swiss Army knife. You know, not just a scorer, folks, at 26 points a game, rebounds and assists as well.
Pressure in the backcourt across the timeline. Here's Reardon. Here's a three from the top off the front iron, no good for Lister.
Pushed it. Didn't get the rotation.
Dirks with the ball off the rebound. Baugh, Hiller, Shimonitz, three on the way, off. And a foul underneath. That's going to go against Ryder, and that's number 2 on him.
Yeah,
and he'll probably go down and take a seat.
Yeah, he's going to become an assistant coach there. And what happened there was Reimers took off toward the basket, and Ryder just didn't have him in his sights right away. And by the time he saw him, he couldn't do anything but push him.
So Ryder is out. Chris Hans is in. He's an Omaha native. Inbound Dirks, turnaround shot off the window and in.
Go right at him.
And so Hiller and Dirks combined for the first 10 points of the game for the Prairie Wolves.
But there's a 6'9" presence out of the ball game, which should help Wesleyan down low.
Ahmed Musa into the game for Simpson. He's got the ball. Feet inside. Knocked away, taken by Wesleyan. Shimonitz up the floor, goes toward Baugh, who couldn't handle it, and turns the ball over. And a timeout taken by Simpson. It'll be a 30-second timeout. I want to let you folks know that tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Lincoln Electric System and Nebraska Wesleyan University. We're glad to have you here on LNK TV and the Nebraska Wesleyan Sports Network. Brad Bjorkgren is the head coach there you see in the middle for Simpson College. In his 5th season. Got a good nucleus of kids from Iowa. And he's got one from Wisconsin, one from Missouri. The one from Omaha, as I mentioned, is Chris Hans. He's a Hall of Fame coach at Urbandale High School in suburban Des Moines.
There's some names in here that I haven't. Minneapolis, Iowa. I've never. I'm going to have to get the crack staff on that one.
Hans across the timeline. Reardon off the feed, puts up a floater, bouncing off. Battling for the ball underneath was Musa, and it goes out of bounds off of him. Chris Hans, go ahead.
Reardon trying to get off the schneid there. Took a nice shot. Just didn't fall for him as it clanged off the iron, if you will. Wesleyan has tightened up these rims. You know, we used to be able to hear them rattle. Not so much this year.
I think they're new rims that they put on. Reimers underneath. He's called for traveling and turns it over as he was battling down low against Chris Hans. Again, Hans is out of Omaha Burke. There you see the rims. Hans out of Omaha Burke, 6'6", 220 and a sophomore. Teammates with Sharif Mitchell, who is playing at Creighton. Here's a steal at midcourt. Dirks to the basket with the left hand, missing it, and the rebound to Hans. Reardon on the outlet, gets it across the timeline.
A nice challenge by Simpson to keep him from making that basket. He's traveled.
Good defense from Shimonitz.
He traveled. They missed it.
Hans in the high post. Down low, Reardon underneath. Step back, puts it up, missing it, no good. Rebound between Reimers and Hans, and Reimers won the battle.
Nice rip away by Reimers on the rebound. He'll have to do a lot of that.
14:30 to go. Lob inside to Reimers. Lost the ball in traffic. Good help defense that time from Musa.
Yeah, bad entry pass to Reimers. Off track.
Reardon in the front court. We'll reset the offense. Again, the famed 3-2 defense from Wesleyan. Kick ball will stay with Simpson. Well, Hans and Shimonitz are familiar with one another, playing against each other up in the Metro. Again, Hans from Burke and Shimonitz from Creighton Prep. Here's Musa on the kick out to Reardon. Now they go to Jansen. Far side, shot clock at 5. Turnaround shot from Wagner, in and out, no good. Now for the ball, off of the head of Musa as he tried to go for the rebound. And it will be Wesleyan basketball.
Crack staff told me Minneapolis, 1,560 people around southeast Iowa. So, again, one of our road trips, Jeff, we're going to have to get on this.
Doing a tour of Iowa?
Yeah, you know, the whole conference.
Shimonitz out front. That'd be a lengthy road trip, I would say.
Well, you know.
Jansen off the steal.
The question is who's going to pay for it?
That's a good question. Musa on the drive to the basket, lays it in.
That's a nice take by Musa. Ahmed Musa. Des Moines, Iowa. Siouxland Christian.
10-5 Wesleyan. Reimers on the left side. Shimonitz in the key, goes up and under, forcing up a shot, missing it, but he's fouled.
That's how that's how you become more than a shooter. You become a scorer. Again, the up and under by Shimonitz gets him to the free throw line. Just such a tough cover, Jeff. This guy, Nate Shimonitz, a senior, 6'4".
It's the free throw for his first point of the game.
And we remember watching him in that national championship game just will this team, put this team on his back. And that was 2 seasons ago now.
Second free throw good, which is hard to believe.
Man, time passes.
12-5 our score in favor of Wesleyan. Here's Reardon to Musa. Musa down the key, goes up, had the ball knocked out of his hands. This is going to be a reaching foul. It might be on Cordell Gillingham. It is.
Musa's coming to this ball game, provides some energy, and he's seeing some spaces where he can take it to the rack. Made the first one, gets fouled on this one. Great job by him.
So Musa will attempt the first free throw. That one bounces off.
Doesn't look too fluid, if you will, from the free throw line.
Well, some of the Wesleyan students are here, show their support as Musa hits the second free throw.
Wesleyan's doubled up on him here early, 12-6.
12:43 to go. Shimonitz to the basket, off the window and through.
Boy, just chested up on the Simpson defender. That was Jared Bacon. And great thing about what Shimonitz saw, he saw him on his heels. He knew he had a strength advantage, and he took it right at him.
Hits the free throw, three-point play converted.
He does that so often.
15-6. He may be one of the more decorated players that this program has had in a long, long time. Reardon down the lane on a floater, got it to go.
I like the take. He saw an opening, and just like Shimonitz, he took it.
15-8. Here's Gillingham in the far corner trying to lob it into Baugh. Good defense from Musa. Comes up with a steal. He's going to take it to the other end, go 1-on-3, and he drew the foul.
And that's a reach in by Shimonitz. And Coach Wellman is saying, listen, we need to protect the ball. Come on. Turnovers, you only want to see them in the bakery. Apple, cherry.
I'm partial to the apple.
Yeah, cherry for me. Not that we're asking the fans to bring us any.
No. Got to watch our figures, don't we?
Yep. So somebody told me to get in shape. I said round is a shape.
Jared Bacon in the game, ball fake, works the dribble. Lister back in, gets it to Reardon. Modeled up in the high post. Hans gets the feed, right block on a mismatch. Up and under, Hans lays it in.
Yeah, there you go. Nice footwork by Hans, and you're right. Was a mismatch. And he had Gillingham under him, on him.
Chris Hans, his father Jim, was a star at Omaha Ryan in the 70s and played at Creighton. At the other end, as Baugh gets the feed, goes up and draws the foul. There you see Chris Hans. The old Omaha Ryan, that closed down. That was also the same high school where our late great friend Adrian Fiala competed.
Adrian Fiala, when I got into broadcasting, he sat me down and took me through his methodology, if you will.
Free throw up and in for Shimonitz.
So make the game interesting for those who are not here. Maybe there are things that they want to know that you can tell them that they don't know already. So we try to do that.
And now Omaha Ryan, the old Omaha Ryan up there at 60th and L, is being converted into a new public high school for Omaha Public Schools. But Bishop Bryant at one time had some prestige in the 70s for basketball, and Jim Hans was one of the top players that school had.
Wow.
And played for Tom Apke at Creighton later on. Spin move from Lister, shot up, doesn't go. Rebound to Baugh the other way. Here is Shimonet's nice dish. Austin Hall underneath, dribbles it back out to the perimeter. Here's Baugh for a wide open three, missing it. And the rebound to Hans.
Got to look. Usually Wesleyan splashes that.
Hans facing up. Left side, Musa, he'll take the three. Bounces off and Baugh with a rebound.
Musa's more of that slashing player.
And Baugh called for traveling, and Wesleyan student section underneath the south basket in disbelief on the call.
The Wesleyan, sometimes can have that lull. Connor Rinkenberg into the ball game now.
And we know Connor really well. He's a freshman from Lincoln East. He is a three-point specialist. Helped the Spartans into the state tournament a couple of years ago. That was a great team they had over there. Hans underneath, one dribble, back out in the perimeter. Shot fake and a dribble, pump fake on the way to the basket. That one doesn't fall for Andrew Curran. And now Hans gets the ball back.
Great job by muscling it away. Hans did. It was awesome.
High post, Hans facing up, gives it now to Wagner, cuts down lane, misses the left hand, point blank layup.
Wow, wide open.
Back the other way. Here's a three from Shimonetz, can't convert. Hans with a rebound for Simpson.
Should have taken it a little deeper.
Up the floor, Bacon goes up, kick out. Shot fake and a dribble now from Wagner, and out of Bacon for a three in the left corner, hits it.
Nice spot up by Bacon. A reset.
17-13, the lead down to 4 for Wesleyan. With under 10 minutes to go, we're at 9:39 here in this first half. Cutting to the basket, Hall, shot fake, goes up, off the window and in.
I wish he had gone straight up. He hesitated just a bit, gave the defense time to recover. Still made the basket.
19-13, two-possession lead still for Wesleyan. Hans, high post. Curran now for a three, that doesn't go. And Baugh with the board.
Inside, outside for Simpson.
Shimonetz crossover through the legs, goes up to the basket, draws a foul.
A nice little hesitation. Bacon again on his heels. That's a tough cover, strength-wise, for Bacon. So he's going to have to give him a little push, as he did. Shimonetz back to the line. With that three-point game, Jeff, you go hot, you go cold.
Shimonetz hits the free throw. Most of his points have been from the charity stripe tonight.
He'll get him from wherever he can. That's the great thing about this young man.
Shimonetz in his playing career. We mentioned here a moment ago that on the national championship team 2 years ago in high school, was on the state championship team at Creighton Prep.
I think he might have a career in politics the way he's talking to the referee here.
Second free throw good.
Might be our next Nebraska representative.
Never know.
Politicking.
21-13, Prairie Wolves by 8. Simpson trying to answer here on this possession. Musa, ball fake. Inside to Hans with the left hand.
Well, that's a nice assist from the top of the key.
That's a long bounce pass.
From Curran. What a nice look.
Now Wesleyan will try to counter. Dirks for a three, and he knocks it down.
Boy, I tell you what, that's a great shot. Assist to Shimonetz.
Dirks now with 8. Lead at 9.
That's debilitating. I'll tell you what, you get a good pass and a good basket, and next you know, you give up 3 points.
Musa with a basket.
He's come in and given Simpson some really good minutes.
Him and Hans have really done a good job. 24-17. Here's Dirks. Spin move for Riekenberg, forcing up a shot, and he's called for traveling.
Musa in the ball game, unlike Bacon, has a little bit more strength under him, a little bit more of a chest that can handle Shimonetz, and a speed as well.
Here's Curran for a three. That one misses, and the rebound to Reimers.
Didn't have anybody to pass to, so he just, hey, why not just shoot it?
7:50 to go here in this first half. Shimonitz goes up and lays it in.
Lost Musa on the take. Still got it in off the glass. Thought he was fouled.
26-17. Nice look from Wagner down to Hans. To Musa going down the lane, lays it up. A little finger roll, couldn't finish. Dirks up the floor. Shimonitz. Skip pass over here to Riekenberg. They work it back out now to Ball. Give and go. Ball underneath, hesitates, puts up a little reverse, flicked it with his hand. Couldn't finish it underneath the basket.
Boy, it was right there, point blank.
And Musa finds a crease and puts it up, missing it, but the tip in for Hans is good.
Reimers thought he was going to take it. I think we're going to get a timeout from, let's see who's calling it.
30-second timeout, and it's going to be taken, I believe, by Wesleyan. 6:58 remaining here in this first half. Again, this broadcast brought to you in part by Lincoln Electric System and Nebraska Wesleyan University. So a 30-second timeout taken by the Prairie Wolves, trying to regroup here. Up 7, 26-19.
Well, you got a couple of guys who've come into the ball game, Curran and Musa, and Hans, who provided some really good help and energy for Simpson. Wesleyan pretty much counting on Shimonitz for the most part, but and then that last splash by Dirks. Like to see Hiller get back in the ball game. And they've missed a couple right at the basket, Jeff.
Yeah.
Ball had that basket, had an opportunity right there. Got to make those.
Simpson has shot the ball 7 more times than Wesleyan, 8 of 22 for 36%. Wesleyan 8 of 15, 53% from the field. And what do we got here? Somebody with a cut. I think it's Wagner or somebody. No.
Maybe.
Yeah, it is. Yep, it is a cut. So they'll have to stop the game and see if they can get that taken care of right away.
Yeah, you know, back in, everybody wants to talk about back in the day. We know that health-wise we need to take care of these things.
Points in the paint. There you see Simpson with a slight edge, 12-10 over Wesleyan.
It's, back in the days, they put some dirt on it, spit on it, something.
Well, and if you had blood on your jersey, you still played with
you
blood on your jersey, even though it probably would absorb.
Let's see if there's somebody on the court that may have some blood on them. Need to come out of the game. And they have all these things here now, different liquids and so forth, sprays that can get that blood out.
Yeah, and that's what they're going to do. There is some blood on the court, so they'll have to get that taken care of. And this has only been kind of a rule or something that has been implemented here in the last, 15, 20 years at least.
Well, when Magic Johnson came out with HIV, that was 92?
91, 92 in that time frame.
Yeah. So that changed sports at every level. And, the whole issue of blood and transmitting and so forth.
Here's a big difference here. Look at the bench points. 14-2. Simpson's bench outscoring Wesleyan.
And again, you're getting a nice energy from Musa.
Well, most of those points are from Musa and from Hans.
Yeah, Musa's seen a couple of openings and has taken full advantage.
Shimonitz. Hiller in the corner for a 3. Got it.
Wow. Peyton Priest in the ball game now.
And the lead at 10, 29-19 for the Prairie Wolves. Here's a long 3 from Wagner. Doesn't fall. The rebound to Wesleyan. Again, Peyton Priest who gets the rebound. Here's Dirks. To Priest. Now to Reimers. Left side, here's Priest for a 3, off. Rebound to Hans.
That's his first shot off the bench. He'll be warm on the second one.
Moose on the left side, going to the basket, spin move, runs into Hans, goes up and under, puts it up and in.
Oh, what a move by Musa.
He is unbelievable. Close to the basket. Nice job by Musa.
His key is energy. along with talent and skill.
29-21, Wesleyan by 8. Simpson still in a man defense, too. Reimers against Hans. Down low. Hiller going to work on the low block or low post up, turnaround up and in. Right before the shot clock was going to run out, and Hiller with a basket. That gives him 10.
That's a great look. Nice mismatch. Hiller on a smaller player.
Dumb down low to Hans, puts it to the floor. Double team, back out it goes Curran, back inside Hans. In the corner, Jansen, now to Curran. Into the corner, here's Wagner. Door shut for him, bounce inside to Hans, going to work. Out right side, Jansen for a three, missing it. And the rebound to Reimers. Up the floor, Shimonitz. Dirks will take another three, and he hits it. Oh, man, oh, man.
Oh, my goodness.
It is raining three-pointers.
That's beautiful. He is a beautiful shot.
Wesleyan now 50% on 5 of 10 from three-point range. Jansen down low. Musa will take it, and he's called for traveling. Simpson only 2 of 8 from the perimeter, by the way.
Bringing in a Parker Lang's have come in the ball game for Musa. 6'1" from Storm Lake, Iowa.
Home of Buena Vista University. Of course, part of the American Rivers Conference.
Left home for a competitor.
Entry pass as Adam Ryder is back into the game, playing with 2 fouls.
Careless pass from Hiller.
Denied the entry on the other end. Wagner, 3 on the way from him, and he buries it with a hand in his face.
Over Reimers, the Rainmaker draws some dew from above.
You bet it did. Lead down to 10 for the Prairie Wolves, closing in on 4 minutes remaining here in this first half. Here's Dirks. Going inside to Priest. Good denial that time by Jansen. Saves the ball in bounds.
That's a great job going down low and stealing that ball.
Parker Lang now inside to Ryder against Reimers. Door shut. Curran on the drive. Floater down the lane, missing it. Battle for the ball. And Reimers wins it. Reimers doing such a good job close to the basket. Priest for a three. Can't finish. Curran comes up with it.
Man open in the corner.
Left corner, it's Lang. Inside Ryder going to work on the low. Block, turnaround shot, rims out, no good. And Dirks with the board.
Thought he might have gotten hit. Coach for Simpson sees that as well. He thinks that as well.
Wesleyan just being patient. They're not in too much of a rush.
Got a wholesale line change coming here.
Shot clock at 10. Reimers on a backdoor cut looking for Hall, and he's held by Lang.
Nice little cut by Hall. Lang didn't have anything else. He was beat. Didn't have any other choice. So let's see if he can make them from the free throw line. You know what happens here for Wesleyan, I mean, before you know it, they'll have a 10-point lead, then they'll go down to a 6-point lead. Next thing you know, it's a 14-point lead. At 10 right now.
I got it. I got it.
Austin Hall's free throw doesn't fall.
Usually pretty good from the free throw line.
Far wing Jansen. Ryder on the right baseline. Here's Parker. Puts up a shot. Rims through.
They're finding so much success. They're finding some success, not a lot, but some success getting into the paint, either throwing it in or going in themselves.
Well, when you haven't had a lot of luck from beyond the arc, you got to do whatever you can to score. And that includes attacking the basket. Gillingham to Hiller for a three, off. Hall with the rebound, 1 dribble, scoop shot and in.
That's a nice job by Hall. Junk off the weak side. Left hand scooper right in the basket. They needed that.
4 points for Austin Hall off the bench. 2 minutes to go in the first half. Here's Wagner. Left corner, they go to Lang. Here's a three from Lang, off. That'll for the ball inside. That's going to be a foul against Wesleyan. It's on Hiller.
Yeah, nice battle inside by Wagner.
Shimonitz will come back in for Wesleyan. Austin Hall will get a break. 1:45 on the clock, as you see on the bottom of your screen.
Yeah, Simpson realizes their offense just cannot be stagnant. They have to keep that ball moving.
Inbound to Jansen, left corner on the dribble. Back into Parker, mid-range jumper on the baseline, splashes it.
Nice job by Simpson on the inbounds.
36-28. 90 seconds to play first half. Here's Dirks. Left wing to Hiller. Gillingham. Still a man defense from Simpson here. We're down to 8 on the shot clock. Shimonitz going to go to work. Step back. Here's a fadeaway jumper from about 18. It doesn't fall. Gillingham falling to the floor, keeps it alive. And a new shot clock here for Wesleyan. Hiller for a 3, short. A battle for the ball. It goes out of bounds off of Gillingham.
Had a nice look, Hiller did. Just couldn't make it. Wesleyan getting multiple opportunities off the offensive glass. Up 8.
So a minute left here before halftime. Simpson looking to cut the deficit down more going into the break.
Working that baseline of Simpson.
Inside, here's Ryder, who missed a two-hand drop step dunk. Oh, if he would have made that, that would have brought down the house, I thought.
Yeah, would have brought down the lead as well. So that marked that miss.
Down to 30 seconds, 15 on the shot clock. Shimonitz going to work, backs his way in, going underneath. Dish out far side, Hiller, 3 on the way from him, good.
What a nice job by Shimonitz, just maintaining the dribble.
Down to 15 seconds here in this first half. The lead at 11 for Wesleyan. Simpson trying to put something to work here before the end of the first half. Here's Ryder, double team on him. Back out Parker, got away with the walk. Here's Curran, no time to get a shot off. And we're at the break here at Snyder Arena, and Wesleyan with some good shooting from beyond the three-point arc has helped them take a 39-28 lead here at the break. More Prairie Wolves basketball coming up in just a little bit on the Nebraska Wesleyan Sports Network and LNK TV, powered by LES.
When you're out to make a difference in the world, begin by exploring what inspires you at Nebraska Wesleyan University. The bridge between you and meaningful, unforgettable experiences. Designed from personal attention to internships to translate into success in your career and life. A place of powerful learning designed to explore you, discover you, propel you. Nebraska Wesleyan University. NWU.
Back here at Snyder Arena on the Nebraska Wesleyan Sports Network here on LNK TV. I'm Jeff Moats along with John Harris as Nebraska Wesleyan here at the break leads 39-28 over Simpson College. And some of the first half stats here as we look at how things shaped up here. Simpson shooting 37.5% from the field. Wesleyan, very impressive, 52%. 6 of 14 from beyond the arc, 3 of 10 for Simpson. Better free throw shooting percentage for Wesleyan, 7 of 8 here for this game, 1 of 2 for Simpson. Rebounding edge going to Wesleyan.
Wow, look at that.
And the turnovers, though, they've committed 10 turnovers. Jack Hiller leading the way with 13 points for the Prairie Wolves.
Yeah, Coach Wellman's not happy about that at all. You know, this is a high-risk offense at times when they're shooting those threes, but he wants you to protect the ball. And those 10 turnovers, I'm sure he talked with him about that at halftime. The rebounding edge, give Reimers a lot of credit and give Wesleyan a lot of credit because, again, they're undersized oftentimes. And to get those rebounds, it's all about fire and desire. So let's see if they keep that up in the second half.
In this broadcast, brought to you in part by Lincoln Electric System and Nebraska Wesleyan University. Wesleyan three-point range, again, as we mentioned, 6 of 14 for 43%. 3 of 10 for Simpson, shooting 30% from beyond the arc. And some of the Wesleyan faithful there.
We got Blake Bortles there. We got Joey Bosa.
Well, I'm trying to see what are the
Yao Ming over here
on the jerseys. We're speaking of jerseys.
He has a 21. I think that's Arizona. That's Patrick Peterson.
23 for the Kings.
Who knows? Adrian Peterson, Marcus Mariota.
And his Oregon jersey.
That's a nice jersey, man. 28, Adrian Peterson. Still in the league. I think, what is he, 36 years old?
About that.
Got a lot of old guys still playing ball. Vince Carter's 42.
Yeah, I mean, he and I are the same age, and he's still playing. That's commendable, and here's a foul right off the bat.
And still contributing.
And that's going to be Nick Jansen picked up for the foul.
Nice inside look by Wesley, and that's a little different than they normally do. Usually you expect them to be on the perimeter, but they go inside right out of the halftime break.
Shimonitz fouled coming off a screen.
Oh, boy, is that going to be on Ryder?
It is. That's his third.
Wow.
Ryder with his third personal foul.
Yeah, he was doing a little. He was a Rip Van Winkle in that first half. Not anywhere to be found because of fouls.
Shot clock now down to 10. Inside of Reimers. Good denial by Ryder. Reimers recovers. Shimonitz with 4. Step back baseline jumper off. And Ryder had the ball knocked out of his hands by Nate Baugh. Hiller slashing. Dump down low to Reimers, who almost finished it, but he's fouled. What a pass.
Over the back of the head. Larry Bird-esque.
And Reimers with a little bit of a smirk.
Yeah, he should have made the shot. Come on, man. I'm dishing you a dime like that over the back of your head. Or replays down this game, so not able to bring that back to you. But
yeah, we've had issues with that in the commercial machine too.
Well, depending on who you talk to, we got issues either way. So at least you, I don't know about you. I got issues. That's what people tell me.
Reimers with his first point of the night, believe it or not.
That is surprising, though. He's been active.
Misses short on the second attempt.
Oh, what a dime by Hiller. Boy, that was nice.
Connor Reardon, who's been very quiet in this game.
You have to see if he can get off here. Turnover.
Entry pass to the post taken away by Shimonitz. And Musa is going to be called for the foul.
Yeah, he compounds the bad pass with a foul on Shimonitz. It's going to be his first. Musa came in that first half, Jeff, gave a lot of energy, gave a lot of points. Don't know how expected it was, but he did a great job.
By the way, Adam Ryder on the bench with 4 fouls. Chris Hahn's back in for him. Shimonitz will take the 3, and he knocks it through.
Give Hiller a lot of credit. Musa went with him on the slash on the break.
Shimonitz down double digits with 12.
Cut through the lane and left Shimonitz open.
Here's Wagner across the timeline. Here's a floater blocked by Baugh.
Yeah, stop ball.
Baugh to Hiller. He'll back it out. Reimers gets the lob, going to work on the low block. Spin move, turn around, fade away, rims around through.
Oh, look at that. And there's going to be a timeout by Simpson.
And Simpson's going to take a timeout. 45-28. Wesleyan's lead has climbed to 17 with 18-12 to go in this ball game. Again, this broadcast brought to you in part by Lincoln Electric System and Nebraska Wesleyan University.
Yeah, Coach Yorkman has said, I've seen enough. And again, what a dying quail that was on the rim there for Reimers. I thought he was going to take him in and then maybe use the right hand. He spun back the other way. Nonetheless, it went in. And so Simpson takes a little time out to try to regroup here. And that's what happens with Wesleyan, Jeff. We said in the first half, 6-point lead quickly turns into a 10-point lead, 12-point lead. Next you know, a 17-point lead. And you're like, what happened?
It's funny how the game of basketball can work. It's a game of runs. You say
No
baseball is a game of runs, but basketball is a game of runs in a different sense.
No doubt about it.
Hans with the ball fake works the dribble.
And again, Reardon hasn't gotten off yet. So
he'll take the three, and that rims off.
Yeah, still trying to find his game.
Shimonitz, Hiller for a three, off. And the rebound offensively to Baugh. He'll take the three. Can't convert. Offensive board, Shimonitz in traffic, puts it up and in.
Oh, boy, he's tough. Another offensive rebound. How many offensive rebounds there? Two, at least two.
47-28 Prairie Wolves.
And that's not always a stat where Wesleyan has an advantage, rebounding.
Hans trying to go high-low, and he throws it away out of bounds.
Throws it away. Musa not ready.
Well, you know, in the women's game, we talked about how Caitlin Navratil, who's coming off a 40-point performance against Loras, and had 2 points the first half. That's almost similar to what Connor Reardon is going through. He's only got 2 points in this game. He averages almost 19 to 20 points a contest. Reimers goes up, blocked by Hans underneath.
Yeah, nice job by Hans on the defensive side as Reimers tried to go underneath the basket.
Musa, entry pass to Hans, denied by Reimers, picked up by Baugh.
Another bad pass by Musa. Just kind of rushing it.
Shimonitz on the dribble drive. Tries to dish off underneath, but it's thrown away.
Reardon's going all the way.
He'll go up, get blocked out of bounds by Wesleyan, and will stay with Simpson.
There was no way, listen to this, fans, there was no way he was going to pass that ball.
He was bound and determined to take it right to the basket.
From the time he got it, start dribbling, if the guy had been wide open, he probably wouldn't have passed.
Here's a floater on the baseline, doesn't go for Reardon off the inbound. Dirks with a rebound. Baugh will slow it down. Here's Reimers for a three, hits it.
Well, that's nice on the delayed break by Reimers. Splashes it from downtown.
Got 6.
And a nice look for the assist. That lead now up to 19.
Inside they go. Hans, here's a floater. Doesn't go for Wagner, and the rebound to Wesleyan. 50-28 the score as they finally get the updated score on the board, and Baugh had the ball taken away by Jansen. Moose on the break, lays it up, can't finish. Rebound to Hiller. Long outlet, Dirks. Bounce pass, Baugh. Baugh lays it in.
We saw a lot of that in the game before. Runouts by the Simpson women's team.
Now the lead at 52-28 for the Prairie Wolves. Here's a one-hander runner there for Reardon, gets it to go. That's 4 for him.
Nice little teardrop from short range. Maybe that'll get him going. Just need to see the ball go through the basket a couple times.
Reimers on the right block.
Giving Hans that arm in the back of Reimers' arm back there.
Step back three for Shimonitz, doesn't fall. Tipped out. Reardon comes up with it up the floor. Moose on the break. Moose to the basket, lays it in. Tough shot.
Nice look up by Reardon. Musa on the break. Oh,
and Musa had a steal, still on the floor, but they're going to call him for a foul as he tried to get the ball away from Jack Hiller.
Musa, I just love his energy. It's going to be his second foul. We'll get a little timeout here.
Wesleyan will take a timeout. 14 minutes, 58 seconds to go in this game. 52-32 our score. And Brad Bjorkgren is still talking with the officials about the last play there before the timeout.
Well, you see a guy hustling like Musa is, and he's sprawling, he's diving on the floor and so forth, and you're just asking, without the ball in anyone's possession, how can that be a foul? And it's a good question, but obviously they felt that he was maybe a bit too aggressive in what he was doing there.
Lincoln North Star cheerleaders here tonight at Nebraska Wesleyan. Wesleyan still on holiday break, and they won't resume classes until next Monday.
And then we'll get back the Gold Rush as
well.
Gold
Rush.
Saw these young people at the Heartland Conference Holiday Tournament, which was over at Lincoln North Star.
Yeah, and of course we saw some good basketball there, and locally here in Lincoln, Pius X, undefeated going into the new year. And they're on all cylinders. And North Star got Donovan Williams back last night for a 31-point performance in the win over Lincoln Southeast.
Well, he adds quite a bit to your team.
And he comes off a knee injury. There you see the shooting percentage, 51% for Wesleyan, 35% for Simpson.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't know if he would play this season.
Well, I think there was a hint that he was going to play as Hiller hits another three. That one from the deep right corner.
Great job by Hiller, being locked and loaded right in that corner. Wesleyan going to press, try to turn over Simpson here.
16 for him, by the way. Simpson averages 91 points a game as Reardon's three barely grazed the front of the rim. Ryder with the offensive board and putback doesn't fall, but he's fouled underneath and it's going to go against Reimers.
Yeah, Ryder finally feeling like he's contributing, at least on the offensive end. He's tried his best. 3 fouls already for him, 2 early in the first half, 1 here in this second half. But now he'll get his first opportunity to put something in the basket.
6'9" senior. Free throw off the back iron, no good. Out of Ankeny, Iowa. Hits the free throw.
Yeah, nice stroke on the second one there. Gillingham in the ball game now.
Ryder averages about 17 a game, 18. That's his first point of the night.
Wow, that's a big loss for them if he can't get off the schneid here.
Reimers, he'll take the three, short and air ball. I don't know if that was partially tipped or not, but Dale Wellman thought it was tipped, so did Reimers, so did a few other Prairie Wolves.
No, he's not going to shoot an air ball. No way, not like that. Either he blocked it or he hit him on the arm, either one.
So Simpson with the basketball. Ryder across the timeline finds Kyle Wagner.
Now Simpson needs to get on a little run here. That's what they're looking for.
Nice dish to Ryder underneath, misses it. Battle for the ball, gets it back. Ryder going to go back up, draws the foul. He'll go to the line.
Yeah, that's now he's trying to exert that energy and assert himself. We'll get the right word: exert and assert. Now he's back at the line, trying to get his game going here.
Second foul on Jack Hiller, by the way. Free throw good for Ryder. That's 2 for him.
Wouldn't be surprised if Simpson decides to go now a whole lot more inside to Ryder.
I mean, he is taller than the entire Wesleyan roster.
But you also have to get some stops. So even if he does begin to get his game going, you're going to exchange 2 oftentimes for 3 against Wesleyan.
Reimers, of course, the tallest guy on the Wesleyan roster at 6'7". Shimonitz with a 13-footer got it.
Boy, he just lulls you to sleep there. Uses his big body, his chest, creates space.
57-35, Prairie Wolves by 22. Wagner gets it back out of the perimeter. Mid-range shot off the rim, no good for Reardon. And Hiller with a rebound. Trying to go inside. Good takeaway, good defense.
Not smart pass by Hiller.
Bounce pass and a two-hand dunk missed again by Ryder.
That's the second one he's missed. Oh, my goodness.
Here is Shimonitz, got it to go.
And you're going to pay the price with the ball in this guy's hands. That's the second dunk that he's missed. Wow. Two-hand misser.
Here's a three from the right corner from Bacon. That doesn't go. Rebound Hiller.
One and done. Watch this.
Shimonitz, boy, he thought about it. Now Hiller will take the three. And Ryder with a rebound.
Look up.
Here's Bacon going up to the basket and laying it in. 5 for Bacon off the bench. 59-37. Entry pass, Reimer's going to work, lays it in.
Just take the simple lay-in off the glass. I know sometimes Reimer has his set on a two-hand flush as well.
8 points for Reimers, all in this second half, by the way. Under 12 to play. Wagner will take the long, deep three, and he buried it.
That was nice. Nice shot by Wagner.
That's 10 for him. Timeout called by Simpson. 11:46 to go here in this game. The lead down to 21 for Wesleyan.
If you're Simpson, you're just hoping that you can get enough of a run to kind of cut into this lead. But again, you just can't do it on the offensive end. You have to be able to get some stops as well, and that seems to be the difficulty for them as well.
Yeah, quite a few folks made it out tonight to watch this ball game.
We don't have no snow.
Yeah, they've been fortunate.
But they would be here. They'd be here either way.
Been fortunate.
And this faithful fan base, if you will, following them through the national championship.
There's Dana Jansen in the upper part of the screen.
Yeah, there he is.
Wesleyan great from 1982 to 86. In fact, just announced this week his younger son Jet committed to play football at Wayne State. Jet is a multi-sport athlete at Lincoln East. Older brother Jordan, who was on that East High team a couple of years ago that went to state, playing basketball up at Wayne State, so he'll be up there with his older brother.
There you go. It's a family affair.
Dana, of course, his jersey's retired here at Wesleyan, number 42. And he was on that 1982 state championship basketball team at Lincoln Northeast. There you see Dana's jersey.
Look at that. Boy, I tell you what, the crew was on top of it.
Took him to the NCAA tournament 3 years, or actually 2 years, 85, 86. They finished third place.
A lot of fabric up in the rafters here. Banners all over the place.
And Moose with a steal.
He was out of bounds.
Musa going to the basket, misses the lane, tipped around. He's still battling for that ball.
He was literally out of bounds on that far side after the steal. Nevertheless, I like his energy.
Simpson with a little bit of pressure in the backcourt now as Baugh gets the inbound and finds Shimonitz who will bring it up.
Musa's going to make it tough on him.
Austin Hall to Gillingham to Baugh. Baugh backs his way in. Kick out to Baugh. Back to Austin Hall. Shot clock at 5. Here's Baugh with 3. Baseline jumper off. Gillingham with the offensive board. Back to Baugh, goes to the basket, puts it in.
That's a nice job by Wesleyan. Again, rebounding they've been stellar tonight in that particular area.
Cordell Gillingham with good effort that time underneath to get the rebound.
And a nice assist on the layup.
Ryder going to work. Dish to Musa, puts it up, missing it. Ryder gets it back, goes up, off the window and in with the offensive board and put back.
Wesleyan a little laxed on the rebounding on the defensive side.
First field goal for Ryder, he's got 5. Foul in the backcourt on Ahmed Musa.
He's trying to time that crossover by Shimonitz. Try to pick his pocket.
Bryce Yoder will check in.
He was successful one time.
Yoder out there, number 43 for Simpson. Austin Hall, left side, Dirks, 3 on the way. Rolls in and out. It was down and it rolled out.
In and out. Wow.
Here come the Storm. Bacon with the ball fake. Less than 10 minutes to go in the game. Falling to the floor was Reardon. Turns it over. Shimonitz on the break, lays it in.
Thought he might have given that up to Dirks for the left-hand layup.
He's something. 65-42. Musa dancing through to Yoder. Here's Reardon for a 3. Oh, my.
Splashed it from downtown. Good job by Reardon.
That gives him 7 and a steal. Musa trying to split the defense. Offensive foul.
Wow.
Shimonitz already with 20 points tonight, by the way. 16 for Hiller, 11 for Dylan Dirks.
Like a bull in the china shop is Musa. But again, coach has to be happy with his effort. Has to be happy with his effort.
Wagner with 10. Musa now with 4 fouls in the game.
He's played tough. Played some tough defense and has been good on offense. Mismatch.
Shimonitz out to Hall.
That's what this offense is looking for, a mismatch somewhere.
Shimonitz, left side Baugh, 3 on the way. Long and air ball.
Wow.
And Yoder will bring it up. Yoder, left wing. Here's a 3 from Bacon. Good.
Now that's that run they're looking for.
8 for Bacon off the bench.
Can we string together a few baskets?
Bacon's going to be called for the foul on Shimonitz.
Well, when you got this guy on your team, I mean, you got a 1-and-1 coming up here. You got to try to figure out what you can do. You can't guard him seemingly straight up. If you back off, he's going to shoot a jump shot.
Free throw, good.
He has upper body strength and lower body strength. And he knows how to play the game. I mean, just a smart player as well. So you got all those things coming at you in the person of Nate Shimonitz.
Second free throw, good. It's 22 for him, 67-48, Prairie Wolves. Simpson just trying to stir up something here in the final minutes. Yoder for a 3 long and air ball, and Hiller gets the basketball. Skip pass to Priest, left side, 3 on the way, rims off. Reimers with the offensive board, goes back up, puts it in.
Boy, what a night on the glass for Reimers.
10 for him, all in this second half. 69-48 Prairie Wolves.
And that's the thing you need from him.
Wagner inside, entry pass denied by Reimers, recovered by Reardon. Here's a runner on the baseline for Bacon, doesn't fall. Ryder with the offensive board goes back up and he's fouled.
Bacon on the teardrop on the baseline. And again, Ryder right there on the offensive glass.
Peyton Priest called for his first. That's the 3rd team foul this half on Wesleyan. And Ryder at the free throw line to shoot. 2 shots, first one off the back iron strong, no good.
Just happy to see him in the flow.
Yeah,
He's
right.
finally, after a tough first half.
He's about 13 below his average. He's at 5, make it 6.
Playing his last season in college.
And Ankeny, Iowa, and suburban Des Moines.
See if there's any future for him beyond the college ranks.
Him and Reardon were teammates in high school in Ankeny High.
Oh boy, I bet that was tough.
Nice give on the backdoor cut. Priest scores underneath.
The old-fashioned backdoor.
Sophomore out of Papillion La Vista. And now Simpson on the other end. Inside Ryder had the ball denied by Reimers. Shimonitz on the break. Bounce to Reimers, 2-hand dunk.
Yeah, he doesn't miss it. That's a great run out. It's a great defensive play. Nice run out, and he gets rewarded with the 2-hand flush.
12 points all in the second half, and Ryder going strong to the basket, a blocking foul on Reimers. And I think Ryder really wanted to take it to the basket big time.
His determination. He said, "Listen, I've missed 2. You just made 1. I'm gonna put something in your face."
So Ryder at the free throw line, he'll shoot 2 shots, first one up and in. That gives him 7. These 2 teams will meet again coming up February 19th in Indianola. That's a Wednesday night. Second free throw good. 7 for him now. Check that, 8. 8 for him. 73-51 Wesleyan. And now Baugh gives it to Priest. They'll go to Hiller, now to Shimonitz. Lob inside. Reimers gets the feed, goes underneath. Dish off to Baugh, who lays it in.
Oh, that's Wesleyan basketball, and that's a tremendous job by Reimers.
That's just great offense. Now they got the trap in midcourt. 10-second violation. That's just good defense. And so far, Simpson has not been able to answer and try to even chip away greatly at that deficit.
Yeah, Wesley in the last game against Loris, point away from the century mark.
It was 99-85 on Saturday. And to the basket, laying it up and in. But they're going to say a foul against Ryder. That's number 5. His season, or his night is done. He finishes the night with 8 points.
Well, we're hopefully the season's not over, but
no.
He's had a tough ball game, and he's tapping himself on the chest, saying, "My bad. I didn't give you what I wanted to give you tonight."
So he's done for the night.
Yeah, well, didn't give you what I wanted to give you tonight.
Free throw in and out for Reimers. 6 minutes to play here in this one. Right side, it's Bacon. Good ball movement. Here's a 3 for the left side. That doesn't fall for Colin Lister. Here comes Shimonitz down the boulevard, puts it off the window and in.
And he has a guy on his heels. That's I'm going to call a timeout here. And Shimonitz with Connor Reardon on his heels goes right at him, puts the ball up off the glass.
Now the former junior J, we look at his point total tonight, 24 points, 7 of 7 from the free throw line. He's done a great job, and that's why he's such a special ball player.
Yeah, All-American caliber, and he will definitely, when you mention Nebraska Wesleyan basketball, you will not be able to mention it without mentioning Nate Shimonitz's name in the pantheon of Wesleyan basketball lore. We just saw Jansen up in the stands, but Wesleyan Shimonitz going to be right there with him. And of course, he has the national championship to his credit. Banner hanging right over there. Guys, if you guys get a chance, you've got a camera that can get a shot of that national championship banner.
Okay, the crack staff report. I forgot to challenge you about this, but there it is.
Look at this picture. I mean, come on.
That's a good-looking man
These
there.
guys have been on the internet. Akeem Olajuwon. Oh, look at this. Wes, my man, number 20, Wes Unseld. That's the guy. Oh, we didn't make the list. What are you talking about we didn't make the list? I was a point guard, so Jeff should have been on the list.
Yeah, right. Underneath, here is Lister who misses it.
I wasn't going to make the list. Jeff could make it. He was a forward.
And underneath, Connor Thompson, the junior out of Greeley, Colorado, misses it. Back the other way.
Here
and
we
another
go.
turnover.
Track meet broke out.
Hiller to Riekenberg. 3 on the way. Off, no good. Battle for the ball. And Simpson comes up with it. It's Lister with the ball now.
Yeah, when you guys get a chance, put that list back up. I got somebody. There's somebody I'm looking for on that list I didn't get to see right away.
Lister goes up, had the ball knocked out of bounds by Hiller. It will stay with Simpson.
And maybe I just want to see my good-looking mug up there again. So
I saw Elvin Hayes was number 19.
And
Wes Unseld is the guy you were talking about with Washington.
man, Wes Unseld,
Bullets.
undersized center at about 6'8", 6'9", and boy could he rebound. He was the master of the outlet pass. Wes Unseld.
And in 77-78, they won the NBA title,
beating,
I believe, Seattle. Here's a 3 from the left side, good for Curran.
Yeah, they played in consecutive years.
In fact, Seattle won it in 79.
Yep, and they switched, the trophy switched homes.
Who was the point guard for the Sonics that year? Shot up and in off the window, count that one. Tyler Unger, his first basket of the game. He's out of Grandview High School in Aurora, Colorado.
Well, they had 3 guys. They had Gus Williams. They had Dennis Johnson.
Dennis Johnson was the one I was thinking of.
And downtown, Freddie Brown.
Here's a three from the left corner. Nothing but nylon for Lister.
Downtown Freddie Brown.
79-57 Wesleyan.
They had Sigma, Lonnie Shelton.
Yep. Paul Silas, I believe, was
Paul
on that
Silas.
team.
That's right.
Former Boston Celtic. Right side. Thompson in the corner. Riekenberg, three on the way. Off, no good. Rebound to Hans.
Man, good looks from Riekenberg. Just couldn't get him to go down.
Deep corner three again for Lister, and he hits it again.
Lister's found his stroke.
It's back-to-back threes for him. 79-60 Wesleyan.
What you don't realize is, it looks like kind of cashed it in here, but a couple of baskets here.
Cordell Gillingham had the ball knocked out of his hands, out of bounds off of Hans, who's trying to rescue it. It will stay with Wesleyan.
At a 19-point game, a couple of baskets here, this thing could get really interesting.
Paul Silas also played for not only Boston, but Phoenix. Played for the Suns for a little bit. His Nebraska connection is?
He was he coach at Creighton?
No, he played there.
He played at Creighton,
Played there.
Played
Back in the 60s, he took them to.
Willis Reed was a coach at Creighton.
Willis Reed was at Creighton.
Was he on that list, Jamie? Willis Reed?
We'll have to bring it back up here, get the graphic here in a moment. Riekenberg lost the pass. It will go to Simpson.
Yeah.
And timeout on the floor here. Let's get that graphic
All right,
up.
here we go. All right, so we got Akeem Olajuwon.
Wilt, McHale, Shaq.
Bob Pettit. Oh, look at that.
Karl Malone,
Okay.
Garnett.
Oh, David Robinson, okay.
Barkley, George Mikan.
There's no Willis Reed.
Bill Walton, Robert Parrish, Patrick Ewing, Dwight Howard, Elvin Hayes.
Hold on. Who put Dwight Howard in front of Willis Reed? Dwight Howard? Are you serious?
That's
Get out of here. Wait, let me go. Get those guys on the phone.
But Willis Reed was the coach at Creighton.
Yes, he was.
From 81 to 85. He was the one that brought in Benoit Benjamin, who played in the NBA.
Benoit Benjamin's not on the list? Of course not.
You can go the 6 degrees of separation with a lot of those guys.
Well, I'm going to put – you got down to the post. You talk about post players. Kevin McHale is the guy that strikes me the most because of his up and under moves and so forth.
Where was Jack Sikma?
Sigma.
He had a pretty good run in the late 70s, early 80s for Seattle. Later on, Milwaukee.
But he was such an unorthodox guy where he would just grab the ball, hold it high over his head, and then just shoot it.
Yeah.
It was nobody did that. What about Nate Thurman?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm coming out of the woodwork here. I'm coming out of the woodwork.
You're really going deep.
I'm coming from downtown. That's right. Count on it.
But Willis Reed is number 35 on that list.
Nate Thurman. Dave Cowens.
Dave Cowens is another one.
Come on now, Dave Cowens. Number 26. You got to have Dave Cowens on that list.
And there's Hans, who got
the old redhead
fouled on the low block there by Unger.
Can you consider James Worthy a post player?
He was a power forward.
But boy, he was tough in the post.
He was tough.
He was tough in the post. With that little fadeaway fallback.
I always liked James Worthy. And the kick out goes awry, thrown out of bounds by Parker Lang. It will go to Wesleyan. And now Dylan Brandt, the former Lincoln North Star Navigator, will come in.
Okay, so Worthy is on that list. He's beyond 20.
He's at 25. There's another one, Alonzo Mourning.
So how did Dwight Howard get in there? I guess early on Dwight Howard was a presence.
Driving to the basket is Thompson and puts it in.
Look at that. Said, hey, listen, put me in, coach. Well, I'm in. And what are we going to do when we get in? We're going to play some basketball. Thompson comes in hot off the bench. So the guys in the ball game now, they understand what's expected of them.
Free throw good for Thompson, converts on the three-point play. And it's 82-60. And for Simpson, they're going to be well at least 30 points below their average if this holds up. And now a steal off the turnover. Thompson drives, puts it in.
Thompson, junior out of Greeley, Colorado.
Crossover dribble here for Jack Seward, who was in the game. Here's a three from the left side. Doesn't fall. Offensive board for Lang. Misses the putback. Battle for the ball. Lang gets it. Shot fake goes up, and he draws the foul. Looks like that's going to be on Dylan Brandt. Brandt, a sophomore. Again, as I mentioned, out of North Star.
Nice job by Lang on the offensive glass, showing his determination.
And the North Star cheerleaders still there. And
oh, yeah.
free throw good for Lang.
Two
That's
more in
his
the
first
game here.
point. More subs in here.
Going to get Thompson out of there. He scored enough points.
Brody
Let's get him out of here.
Brody Marshall also checking in. Free throw good for Lang. That's two. 84-62 Wesleyan. The Prairie Wolves will improve to 12-2, 5-0 in the American Rivers Conference. And their next game is on Saturday here at home against Luther. A blocking foul against Simpson.
D'Agostino said, hey, listen. Now, Jeff, we got 5 guys on the court. It looks like there are like 30 guys on the bench. Where were these guys sitting?
I don't know.
Where were these guys sitting? Every seat over there is full.
Free throw up and no good for D'Agostino.
Centennial, Colorado.
Arapahoe High, you're in the Denver area. And the free throw misses. I had an uncle that coached basketball out of Arapahoe High years ago.
Wesleyan obviously has a connection, a Colorado connection.
Big time. There's a drive to the hoop and the harm. Kenton Toms, a 6'7" senior, gets his first basket. He is fouled. He'll go to the free throw line. The foul committed by Brody Marshall of Wesleyan. 1:11 to go in this one. Free throw off. And the rebound by Josh Rogers. You mentioned Colorado. There's a pipeline for not only Wesleyan, but there's at least one guy on the roster for Simpson that's also from Colorado. Here's Brody Marshall on the feed from Dylan Brandt, and Marshall gets it to go. His first basket of the game.
Same plan, different players.
86-64 on the other end. Bacon to the basket, or check that. That was Alec Henson who was in the game who missed the layup. The ball tipped out of bounds. It will stay with Wesleyan here with 41 seconds to go.
Nice look from Dylan Brandt on the cut.
Inbounds pass. Recovered here by Dylan Byrne. 32 seconds ago. Bounce pass thrown away out of bounds. Turnover Wesleyan. Garbage time here with 30 seconds to go. And the Prairie Wolves, again, continuing to flex their muscle. Only 2 losses this season at St. Thomas, against St. Thomas, November 23rd, and the University of Wisconsin River Falls. There's a turnover here, and I think Wesleyan will just dribble out the basketball and call it good. Final 7 seconds here, and this one is going to wrap up here. And the final score tonight here from Snyder Arena, Nebraska Wesleyan 86 and Simpson College 64. Wesleyan again goes to 12-2, 5-0 in the conference. Simpson falls to 7-6, 1-3 in conference play on the season. A great game tonight here for Wesleyan and a great performance for several players. Nate Shimonitz among them, Clay Reimers among them as well. And a fantastic job. We got them next week here on the Nebraska Wesleyan Sports Network when they welcome in Coe College here. We'll have that game 7:30 tip-off next Wednesday night. Final thoughts here from Snyder Arena, John.
Well, Wesleyan, they did what they do. I mean, they ran a great game plan. It's an offense that you know what's coming. but you just don't know what to do about it. And again, what I love about him is not so much what we see regularly on the offensive end. I love the rebounding. Such a tremendous job on the offensive glass, continued opportunities for scoring. If you can get the ball back, they did that. And again, some tough defensive rebounding as well. So that's the place usually, because Wesleyan's usually undersized in most games. Again, even in this game, we had a guy who was 6'9", Adam Ryder, again, taller than every other Wesleyan player, but Wesleyan on the offensive glass. And, of course, what can you do with Nate Shimonitz? He played an all-around great game, scoring, assisting, rebounding, the whole deal. And, of course, his compatriots came and helped him out. They come out here with 86 points and a big victory.
Final score, 86-64, Nebraska Wesleyan with a win over Simpson College. A big thanks to all of our crew members here for the Nebraska Wesleyan Sports Network, for Jamie Wins and Bull Wolf, for John Harris. I'm Jeff Moats saying so long. Thanks for watching. Have yourself a great evening. Good night from Snyder Arena here in Lincoln.
This LNK TV Sports and Nebraska Wesleyan University Sports Network broadcast was made possible by Lincoln Electric System. It's your electricity, own it. And Nebraska Wesleyan University.